Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ikpetemotrayo, and today here I'm here to teach us how to make food. How to make food, and the food dish we'll be making today is akara and custard. So first of all, we'll go through the process of making the akara before the custard. So akara is a popular Yoruba dish. In English, it is known as bean cake, bean balls, bean fritters. So like I said, beans is the main ingredient of this dish. But we also have other things that we put inside. So first of all, we have here my beans. Then I also have here my pepper, my red bell pepper, called rodo in Yoruba, and I grated it with some onions, and onions is called alubosa in Yoruba. Then right here we have our salt to taste. Salt is necessary in every dish, so salt to taste, and salt in Yoruba is called iyo. Then here we have our oil for frying, of course, and it is called ororo. So like I said before, beans is the main ingredient of this dish. So the first of all, you soak your beans. You wash your beans. If it's clean, you don't have to pick it. But if it's dirty, you have to pick your beans to remove all the dirty and the shafts. Then you soak your beans. You soak your beans for you can make use of two type of beans when doing akara. You can make use of the black eyed beans, and you can make use of this black brown beans. Brown beans is, it's called oloyin. So when using this, you soak your beans. If you are using the black eye beans is much more. It has a much more tougher skin, so it's much more tougher to get off. So you have to soak it for a period of about 30 minutes. But this beans ewaloyin, the one which I used, you don't have to soak it for that long. You can just soak it for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Then you put them between your palms, and you remove the chaff from the from the beans itself. And soaking it makes it much more easier to remove the chaff from the beans itself. So after soaking your beans, and after peeling off the chaff, you rinse it. Then you take your beans to maybe the local blender, the local grinder, or use your blender. If you want to use your blender, your beans have to be your beans has to be very soft, so that it does not spoil the blades of your blender. So you have to soak it again after removing the chaff for about a period of 30 minutes also, so that your beans can get soft. But I did not use my blender, so I took my beans to the local shop to get it grinded. I will put up a video of that. So this is the result. My grated beans is here. It has been grated. When grating beans, it should be noted that you should not add a lot of water. You should not add a lot of water, because it is not moi moi. Beans is used for many purposes. It can be used to make moi moi, but this is akara. Akara does not need a lot of water. If you add a lot of water, it's going to splatter. That is going to scatter in the oil when frying. So now that I've told you all about my ingredients and what they are used for, let's get right into the making process. Enjoy. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is making my akara. This process, I'm going to be taking my akara and putting it inside this bowl. This is supposed to be done with a mortar and pestle, and I'm going to tell you the reason for doing this. But first of all, this is supposed to be done with a mortar and pestle, but because I don't have a mortar and pestle on ground, I am using a turning stick, and it is called omorogun in Yoruba, and a bowl, abo. So I'll take a little quantity of my akara, and this quantity, you must notice that this is the quantity. This is the quantity you must be able to fry at a go. You must be able to fry this quantity at a go. So I take the quantity, I put it here, then I start to turn. Tap. So you keep stirring, just so that air can enter into your akara, and your akara can be fluffy. It does not spatter inside the oil. It's smelling out already. See, and it's getting whiter. You keep stirring. So over here now, I have my oil. It's heating up on medium heat. You want your oil to be hot in such that it is sizzling, but not too hot. If it is too hot, your butter, it will splatter inside the oil. So your oil will be, it's here now. Oh, that was hot. It's here on medium heat and it's heating up, but you don't want it to be too hot. So how would you know if your oil is hot and sizzling but not too hot? You can put in an onion to check. Once the onion begins to fry, that's the perfect time for you to put your butter. So if you notice now, I have mixed this thing to the appropriate stage. It's supposed to be mixed, and if you notice, it is lighter than this one. Can you see? This one is whiter, this one is red. So you want that, you mix it a little bit more. Then you add your pepper and your onion. Just a little consistency. Then you mix it again. Let me add a little more. So you keep on mixing. Your salt. The reason why you don't put your salt immediately is because what salt does is that it leavens down the property of the beans. Salt leavens the property of the beans, so you don't want to add it too early. If you add it too early, what we want will happen, that is, your oil will splatter. So now I'm going to give it a little taste to see if the salt is okay. Add a little more salt, just a little more. You don't want the salt to be too much. A little more salt. And keep the mix. So now the next thing to do is to get a spoon. Our oil is frying, so you get a spoon. Then you take a quantity like this, and then you put it in your oil. Frying. You can see the akara frying in the oil. Then you go down and bring it up so that it does not stick to the bottom of your pot. You bring up the akara. So, and you don't turn until the side is gold. It has to be a golden brown before you turn. So you bring up the akara. So this was the one I put first. So let's turn it. Alright everyone, I'm back. I've finished making my akara and I'm here to teach us how to make custard. Custard is made in different ways. Some people make use of sugar, some people, different ways. Some people make use of fruit. But I'm going to be making my custard with just 3 main ingredients. I have my custard here. This is the Checkers milk custard. And then instead of sugar, I prefer to use honey. So I have my honey here. And honey in Yoruba is called oloyin. Then this is my milk. This is my milk, my solid milk. I added some water and turned it into liquid, as you can see. Okay, so there are different ways of making custard. It can be made with on the stove, and it can be made, you know, in a bowl, you know. And there are different things you can use to eat akara, but I prefer to use my custard to eat my akara because it has a smooth and silky, you know, taste in your mouth with the crunch of the akara. And you can hear it sound. That's my water on fire. I've put it to boil, so my water is boiling. So I'll pour the water, just a little quantity, inside my custard, and then I mix. Just very little quantity. And then you mix until it is smooth. Keep mixing. Keep mixing. Okay, have a very smooth. You're free. So now let's go get our boiling water. So when making custard, making custard in a bowl, you have to make sure that your water is very hot and your custard is very smooth. There has to be like no lumps. Very good. So let's go get our water now. So I'm here with a local kettle. All you do is just pour and mix. You pour and mix, pour and mix. But you don't want to add too much so that your custard does not get too watery. Voila! Can you see? Keep mixing until it gives you a thick consistency. So I need a little more water. Mix. Just a little more. I can have a smooth crust. Oh, it looks so good. So now, what I do is to drizzle my honey on top of my custard. Just a drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. And the reason why I'm using honey is because I don't want to make use of sugar. Drizzle my honey. And the next thing is my milk, just around. And you know, just so that people can see your custard, you just want to raise it up a little and turn, a little and turn, a little and turn, and there you have it. You have a gorgeous looking bowl of custard, and you serve it with your akara.